Hello, today we're going to be reviewing an old RTS classic, Dune, The Battle for Arrakis, which this is by Westwood Studios, and if you know them, you know the other series, Red Alert. And this is actually before Red Alert. This is like the granddaddy or predecessor to Red Alert. I think there was a predecessor to this one as well, but more or less this was what got the ball rolling. It came out on the Sega Genesis, of course, which is what I'm emulating it off of, and the Amiga 32, I think, and the PC. But it runs pretty well off the Genesis, which this is a pretty emulation of it, and you can run it on your phone quite simply. That being said, let's dig into it. Okay, it being a Westwood Studio release, you'll start seeing a lot of similarities to the other ones, especially Red Alert, because like I said, this one's right before Red Alert, and if you like Red Alert, your chances are you're going to like this one. The biggest drawback I've found so far, besides it being ancient, which I'm not going to bash it for that, I mean, can't help you're old, I guess. Biggest drawback I would say is the lack of a skirmish mode, because it's pretty fun, just like any RTS game. It's pretty quickly to pick up, pretty quick fun, and just like the other ones, you have a currency to start build, and the currency dictates what all you'll buy, how you'll buy it. But there's no skirmish. You just go straight into the story mode on this one. You just go straight into it, and you have 3 different branches you can pick. The treaties, or the other ones, I forget their names. Ragnarok. No, that's not it. It starts with a R. It's red, and then Orion or something that's green. But pretty much you're dominating for this planet's resources, and you do missions. And each one of them kind of has similar missions, but they also split into their own. So it kind of adds for a different way to complete the game. You can go through it as the green team, go through it as the red team, go through the blue team, different missions and whatnot. But as you progress, it gets significantly harder, and this was also before save files, so you're going to have a password to get to anything you need to do. I'm not sure if you can hear the music on here. I'm still experimenting with my Bison a little bit, but the music is great. I love the chip tunes. I have them downloaded, most of them, and I think there's a band that remade them in Rudiment, something like that. But very good chip tunes, very, very quick, catchy to pick up. The gameplay is pretty quick and easy, especially if you've played any RTS game, Red Alert being the primary one. Overall, for its time, I'd say it did really, really well. I mean, there is some slowdown, there is some lag. You can only build so many troops. I think the unit cap's 50. But, I mean, if it was allowed to do whatever else, it would, you would probably see a major freeze up like you do on Red Alert for the PlayStation. But anywho, the graphics are pretty good for its time. The gameplay is really good for its time. I wish there was a drop screen, like a draw screen, where you could actually drop and draw multiple units. This one you have to select them individually. But, I mean, they were still pioneering in it. There wasn't many games like this before this, and at this time this was kind of a really new idea. This wasn't the first, but it was kind of setting the pace and standard for the other ones to follow, especially Red Alert, which really changed the whole way people looked at RTSs, in my opinion. It was a very good one and very popular for what reasons it was. I mean, I don't have much more I can add to it. Altogether, I'd say about an 8 out of 10. If you hadn't tried it, try it. Definitely try it on emulation, though. I gotta give it props for that. To pull this out and just be able to pick around at and play with it on the go, it's an amazing thing. Looking backwards now on the Sega, it's still fun, but, I mean, you have to go dig all that out just to play it. Emulating it works real smooth and easy. Just give it a shot with that. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Not a bad game by no means. I still have fun with it to this date. You ain't gonna have like a super high replay value or anything. You'll play it for a while, eventually get bored of it. But as far as RTSs go, it's definitely worth a shot, especially if you're a fan of the genre. You haven't ever seen this. I mean, this is a granddaddy of them. It's not the granddaddy, but this is a granddaddy. This is a ancient predecessor in the RTS genre, so to say. But yeah, I would give it a shot, see what's up about it. Definitely try it on the phone. I mean, it's definitely worth it on that. It's so easy to do, and MD-EMU is really awesome. Anywho, that's all I got to say about it. If you hadn't tried it, try it.